Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Real Estate Podcast. Today, I have a special guest. I know you always hear me say that, but I always have a special guest. So, my mentee that I didn't actually think was going to be my mentee when I first met her. We'll get into that story, but welcome, Renesha. Just introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Renesha Johnson. I live in Atlanta and I joined Beyond's mentorship in 2022. And here we are almost 2 years later. Wow.
First of all, thank you for taking the time out to hop on the podcast. I appreciate it. So fast forward, let's get right into it. So I met Renesha a couple of years ago. She came to one of the classes that I do here in Cleveland, Ohio. At the end of the class, I offered an opportunity to join my mentorship. Renesha had a million questions, right? And so me, I don't answer a million questions. I think that by what you see on social media, you come to spend a day with me in Cleveland, you should be able to decide if it's a great fit for you or not. If you're not feeling it, I told Renesha, I said, if you're not really, feeling it, I don't think that you should join. And what happened, Renesha spoke with somebody else in the mentorship.
Rich and Cheryl and Dreama. Okay,
so what was that conversation when you was asking me the million questions? What changed after you spoke to them?
I was asking them if they thought I should sign up. I think I just wanted something guaranteed. Like I'd worked with other people that I felt like didn't deliver what I expected. So I wanted something to guarantee me or something to just make me feel more comfortable. But when you told me what you told me, he basically told me not to do it. He told me not to sign up. He didn't think it was going to be a good fit. And that made me want to do it more.
So I want to go back to something she just said. She just said that she wanted me to give her a guarantee. I'm here to tell you, all of you aspiring real estate investors, nobody can guarantee you anything in life, in business, relationships. You have to guarantee yourself. You have to guarantee yourself that you're going to be coachable. You have to guarantee yourself that you're going to bet on yourself no matter what the outcome is. You have to guarantee you that even if your mentor quit, even if your mentor don't deliver, you never quit on you. Guarantee you that you never quit on you and you keep going as long as God put breath in your body. That's the only guarantee on this planet. If somebody guaranteeing you something, they're probably just trying to get your money out your pocket as fast as possible. And then once you pay, I guarantee you all of the guarantees are going to go away. So guarantee yourself. So what do you think about guarantees? From when we first started that to now, what do you think about the guarantee thing?
I think that I understand completely why you didn't guarantee anything, because you can't, especially with real estate, like you said, there's just so many unknown factors. You don't know how much work someone else is actually going to put into their business. And you didn't guarantee anything, but you over-delivered, tenfold. So that's why I'm here to this day.
Okay. So people, you hear the background noise? You actually hear the background noise because we actually out in the field for real. This is a building that I own. And so you may hear the traffic. The contractors may pull up and come through the door. That's one of the things that make this podcast different. We really out in the field, whether we're at my properties, my mentees' properties. So it makes it easier for you all that's watching. It makes it easier to vet me out. Like, I'm actually in properties. I actually own real estate. My mentees actually buy properties in Cleveland. They flip properties in Cleveland. So if you hear the background noise, just remember, we out in the field. So fast forward, Renesha joined the mentorship, and then Renesha kind of took over the mentorship, right? Here's what I mean by that. Renesha decided that she did two things. The first thing she did was something that I wanted to do, but I hadn't done it. I wanted to put together a fund, put together some money with my mentees and buy some properties. But I didn't do it because I didn't want all of the responsibility to fall on me. So one day, Renesha posted in our private group, hey, who's interested in being a part of a fund where we each put up $10,000 a piece and use it to flip properties in Cleveland, Ohio. I think about 14 or 15 people joined. I was one of the ones that joined. And where did that idea come from? What sparked that?
So I had thought about it a few years ago, about 2 or 3 years before that, and I was like, man, I feel like it would be a good idea. People come to me about real estate a little bit, so I think it'd be a good idea to put money together and do this. But I didn't have the group that I felt comfortable doing that in, or I didn't feel comfortable doing everything by myself either. And I don't know, I think I think it was the coaching call right before I mentioned that you said that we should partner up and do deals together. You mentioned like find people in the group, reach out and see if you guys can partner on deals. And I was like, there's a lot of people in this group. I think there were 50 members in the group at the time, 40 to 50 members. I was like, if we put our money together, we could do a lot. And I just ran with it. I was like, does anybody else want to partner on, does everybody want to put up $10,000 to partner on deals? And we did it, and we just sold our first flip together.
Wow, how many people in the group?
15.
So, Renesha came up with an idea, and she ran the fucking play. A lot of y'all right now, you're sitting on 6-figure ideas, you're sitting on 7-figure ideas because you overthinking, because you're asking God to send you an easier play. No, it don't get easier. It get easier after you execute. Your best lessons are going to come from you running the fucking plays in the field. The best lessons are not going to come from you sitting on the sideline, sitting up in the bleachers, crossing T's, dotting I's, or hoping that it becomes easier. You have to get in the habit of running fucking plays ASAP. You have nothing to lose. So Renesha had an idea. Coach sent her a play. She ran the fucking play, and she gave us an opportunity to be a part of the play. Remember, it was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't do it. And that's the magic of connecting with people. Like you connect with people, you network, and before you know it, something you thought about and you didn't pull the trigger, you get to be a part of somebody else's vision that made it available for all of us. So that's what Renesha did with the 10K group, aka Closers Capital. And like she said, we just sold our first fix and flip. Here's the thing. I woke up thinking about this morning. Closers Capital. Before we ever got to Closers Capital, I had a vision to teach people, to share the information that I have as it pertains to real estate investing, flipping properties, the same thing that I've taught my kids. My kids own properties, they flip properties. So I had a vision, or coach sent me a play. I started a mentorship a couple of years ago, probably like 2 years ago. I started a mentorship. It started with 4 people. To date, it's 100 and, how many people we got? This is another thing too. But I got too many receipts. And I want to be accurate, so I want to go right to the group. 155 people. You see it? 155 people. It started with 4 people and a vision. It started with 4 people in a play. I ran that fucking play, right? I demonstrated everything that I talk about. Like what I teach, I actually do. I flip properties, whether it's turnkey flips, retail flips, wholesale flips, our own rental properties. And so I helped a couple people do the same thing. We took those receipts, shared them on the internet, and it attracted more people. I helped those people. Then some more people came. I helped those people. Then some more people came. And so when we get to the place where we are now, and close the mentorship, and then we had Closers Capital, the group that Renesha brought to life. A couple things stand out, and I thought about it this morning. That's not light. Like that's not something small for Black people to come together first, to have somebody that's actually teaching and sharing things that they're really doing in real life, share the real information and resources with their mentees in real life. You see them with their mentees in real life. You see their mentees running the plays in real life. Renesha put together an investment group in real life. We pooled our money together. And then another gentleman, Keno, from New York. Renesha's from Atlanta. Keno's from New York. He used the things that I taught in the mentorship and the resources to take that project, our first fix and flip, to take that project from A to Z, a full rehab. He used he paid to join the mentorship, AKA he betted on himself. He lives in New York City. He came to Cleveland to the infield training, joined the mentorship, used his money. Use his money to fund his vision. A lot of y'all got a vision and you think you're going to get to the top for free. You think you're going to get rich for free. It's not going to happen. He used his money to fund his vision. Use the information and resources to rehab our first retail flip from A to Z. Did y'all hear me? And so that's huge. That's not like what we just done, and it's just a start. That's not light. That's not light. So again, thank you for just having the courage to share that idea with the group. Like that's huge.
Thank you.
That's super huge. That's super huge.
Even sometimes I think about it because the way we operate, some of us have backgrounds where we work for bigger companies like Cheryl in the group. We have an executive board where we come together to make decisions for the fund. And we have checks and balances, like we only have a certain number of people who have access to the actual accounts. Like we operate like an actual corporation. The way that we make decisions, the way we vote on things, like and even I may have an idea that someone else may say, I think that's not the best approach to take. Let's go in this direction. Like we really come together to make the best decision for everyone involved in the fund. And I think that's like just the coolest thing to see. This whole process came about because we came together, like all of our minds came together to do what was best for everyone.
Yeah, I'm excited. And guess what? I'd never been on one of the calls. Never been on one of the calls. They basically did it with the information that they learned and the resources, my real resources that I share. They made it happen. So again, congrats for that. That's huge. That's exciting. And again, that's just the beginning. Next thing you know, we're gonna be buying blocks in real life. So another thing that stands out to me is 3 weeks into the mentorship. 3 weeks into the mentorship, you partnered with another mentee or mentees from Toronto. Share with the people about that.
So I was on the bus, and Rich from Toronto, he asked if he could sit next to me, and I said sure, because my seat was open, and my phone was about to die. So I asked if he had a charger. He went and grabbed his charger, and we just hit it off from there. We started talking. I'd asked him about his experience with investing in Cleveland. He told me that he'd done deals here previously with you, and how he partnered with Kevin and Derry as well. So I said, okay, that's interesting. Well, I'm here looking to buy a property. I told him the size of the property I was looking for. He told me about the size of the property he was looking for. I was like, okay, cool. So we weren't around each other the whole day. He did his thing, I did my thing. But at the end of the day, he was like, hey, what'd you think about it? Are you gonna sign up? Because he gave a speech at the end of that class and said, man, I paid $25,000 for this mentorship. I got that much value from it. So afterwards, I was like, okay, Rich, do you think I should really do it? He's one of the convincing factors that made me sign up. And then there was...
Thanks, Rich. Yeah. I know you're going to see this.
Yes, thank you, Rich. And then after that, when we were fast forward to the mentorship call, I think you said it was the first call. It was either the first or the second call. I think it was the first call. Mm-hmm. You mentioned the partnership thing in the group. And then, no, you didn't mention, sorry, you mentioned that on a separate call. Rich mentioned at the end of the call, hey, if anybody wants to partner, I'm interested. I shot him a text immediately and said, hey, I'm interested in partnering. Because I saw an opportunity, so I took it. I knew he had a little bit more experience than I did. I knew I think we had lunch together that day too. Derry, Rich, Kevin, and I all had lunch. I could just see the energy of the group. I thought that we would mesh well together, so I decided I wanted to invest with them, and I took a chance, and it was a great decision. Because Beyond dropped a group, not a group, he dropped a deal in our group chat maybe a week later, and I think I said I'm interested, or Rich said he was interested, but from there, we went on to partner on many more deals. We're looking for deals to partner on right now,
So to date, how many deals have you done in Cleveland collectively?
With Rich.
What, personal, partnership, like for clients, like how many?
I have to count.
Just
okay?
estimate it.
Probably close to 10, about 10, around 10.
Okay.
Just rough estimate.
Okay. So when you do deals personally, do you prefer using all cash or do you prefer using loans, and why?
So I love cash. If I can do cash, I prefer to do cash. But if I don't have enough cash to do cash, then if I don't have enough cash to use all cash, then I have no other option but to use loans, as long as the numbers make sense. I prefer cash because you don't have the stress of the monthly payment coming up from a lender. Plus, you're not paying the interest on that money if you're using cash, so you're keeping a lot more of that money in your pocket. But if you don't have enough cash, then you can still use loans, or you can partner with other people. For instance, Rich and I used all cash when we started out. We just partnered with like 3 or 4 people, and we did our deals cash.
Okay. What's your favorite real estate strategy?
Flipping.
Flip. Why?
Because at the point that I'm at in my career right now, flipping makes the most sense for me. I'm trying to get as much cash. I'm trying to sit on as much cash as possible and hold a few properties in between that, which is what I learned from you. So like flip 2 to 3 properties and then hold 1 property free and clear.
So how long have you been in the real estate world?
I started investing in 2018.
Okay. What's your background? Because it seemed like you come from a Fortune 500 company or something. You got that kind of energy. Like.
So I went to college for finance for 4 years, and after going to school for finance, I worked in corporate finance for Fortune 500 companies like UPS, Ernst & Young, Kaiser Permanente. I worked for as a senior financial analyst. And for a tech company. But while I was working for those companies, I always invested in rental properties. I actually started out investing in Airbnb rentals because everyone said burr. That's all everyone ever told me. But I realized, and I thought Airbnb rentals were the best way to go about investing, because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna buy rentals, I wanna get the most cash that I can get in my pocket each month from the rentals. And Airbnb provided a higher amount of income for the price of the property, but I still ended up running out of cash. I'm not sitting on large amounts of cash from that rental income. So from joining your mentorship, I realized that flipping makes more sense than starting out with holding, depending on how much money you have and the time you have too.
You used to teach Airbnb, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But what made you stop?
So I just felt like first off, COVID happened, so there's a lot of volatility in the market from COVID. The purchase prices of the properties were not, because I was in Atlanta, the purchase price of the properties was not making sense for the amount of rental income. So I would have someone calling me like, hey, I bought this property for $320,000, it's a 2-bedroom, and I'm gonna put it on Airbnb. I was like, this isn't making sense, because they decreased the interest rates, which was causing the prices to skyrocket, and people were still wanting Airbnbs with expecting the same amount of cash flow. But you're not gonna get, you're only gonna get so much for an Airbnb rental for a 2, 3, or 4-bedroom property. But the prices of the property kept rising and the competition was increasing too. So it's almost like it wasn't, for someone to truly scale in Atlanta, it was going to be difficult because of the competition.
So you live in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Why Cleveland real estate market instead of investing in the Atlanta market? I heard the hot Atlanta. I heard the market is hot in Atlanta. So why not invest in Atlanta? Why travel to Cleveland?
So the prices are so cheap here. The purchase price in comparison to the rental income, I call it the rent to price ratio. It's so much higher here than it is in Atlanta. It doesn't really make sense to grow a portfolio of long-term rentals in Atlanta. If you're doing that in Atlanta, you're doing that and you're betting on appreciation, which you shouldn't bet on appreciation. That's just a bonus. But in Cleveland, you're actually getting good cash flow for the price that you're paying on the property, and the properties are going to appreciate over time. And if you're buying a good deal, you have some equity in it too, versus just buying in Atlanta betting on appreciation.
So for example, 300,000. How many properties can you buy in Atlanta?
What?
300,000. One. How many can you buy in Cleveland? 300,000.
It depends. Single families, you can buy maybe 6, 5, anywhere from 4 to 6. If you're buying doubles, about 3.
Okay. What would you tell someone looking to invest in another state? Like, what advice would you give investors looking to invest in another market, like Cleveland?
So I'm going to give you the advice that my mentor gave to me, which was connect with the local expert first and foremost, because the main thing that you need are, of course, the knowledge, and you need the resources. It's not easy to build a rental portfolio if you don't have, it's not even easy, it's not possible to build a rental portfolio if you don't have good contractors, if you don't have a good property manager, if you don't have a team in place in order to help you build your portfolio. You can't do everything by yourself. So connect with the local expert, make connections with the people, with a group of people in the market. For instance, we have a Cleveland Closers group, or join the local RIA. Those are going to be your best ways in order to connect with other investors out of state and build your portfolio.
How important would you say investing in yourself is? Like, how important would you say? Because I think that, especially with our people, is a lot of apprehension when it comes to investing, whether it's, courses, mentorships, coaching. Our people seem real hesitant to invest in themselves, but they seem super excited to buy, what Louis, Dior, like they be drip, they like the whole drip shit, and they gonna show the receipts at Saks, at Dior, when they shopping or balling out of control for a weekend. But when it comes to investing in knowledge, investing in a skill set that could change the direction, of their family's financial life, they never move forward, or they looking for a reason not to move forward.
Yes, I think I was trying to remember your original question. It was
so how important do you think it is to invest in yourself? So
I think it's extremely important to invest in yourself, especially in this climate. I feel like you mentioned, the designer items, the luxury houses, that stuff is being thrown on us, and people are not realizing how much it is to invest your money. But before you can invest your money, you have to know what to do with it, right? Like, if you had $100,000 right now, do you even know what to do with it? Because the first thing you're going to do is what you know, which you're naturally going to do what you know how to do, which is spend it.
Right.
So if you haven't invested in your knowledge, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're not going to keep it. You're going to do what you've always done.
What would you say your return on investment has been from the knowledge that you received from the mentorship?
I still have not calculated, but off the top of my head, I'd probably say over 250%, 300%. I've had a really big return on investment. This is probably the largest return on investment that I've had.
And so you came up with an idea or a play that you're running to assist individuals that's interested in investing in real estate, but they got full-time jobs, but they're looking for somebody like a done for you type situation. The first question: how did you come up with that idea?
So I actually came up with this idea because a friend of mine, Shantae, who actually joined the mentorship after I worked with her, she came to me and said she was interested in investing in real estate. She had been watching me for a while because I'd always posted about what I was doing, and she wanted to see if I could help her. And she told me about her situation. She worked a full-time job, she had great income, great credit, but she just didn't have the time to allocate those resources. So I sat down and I really just thought about it. I was like, okay, what can I do for her to help her and it still be worth it for me, because it was going to take some of my time to do that away from what I'm already doing. And I came up with a service where I do everything for my clients. I select a property with equity. I also work with the local contractors to make repairs to the property and work with the property manager to place the tenants in the property after everything is done.
How can people connect with you to learn more about that service, the done for you?
You can follow me on Instagram. It's Renesha, RENESHA .Johnson, JOHNSON.
Well, I know y'all didn't think we was gonna stand here all day and talk. We about to get out in the field. Thank you, Renesha. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And you're gonna be hearing a lot more from us. I'm sure we're gonna have to do a second episode, maybe a third episode. But make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the stuff they do on YouTube. I'm new to YouTube, right? I'm great at content, like with just, because these are things I actually do. So I'm great at the content part. Growing the page, I really don't know how to do that. So I'm just thinking, like, you share it, people benefit from it. They take the lessons, apply it to their life. They share it with somebody. Y'all keep coming back, share, like, follow, subscribe. But more importantly, get the information, take action, get the information and execute. And you too can, invest out of state. You too can maybe create a done for you service, build a rental portfolio. Again, like, share, smile, laugh. Hey, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.